Hi guys, in this video I am going to explain how to create a to-do application using Vue Js. So let's start by writing Vue create to-do. Okay, I give it the default, but I think I misplaced the writing. So I will choose the default one. It will take a few seconds until it complete. Okay, so I have to going inside the project and of course start the project with npm run serve. Let's see if it's work. Okay, it is on the localhost port 8080 as you've seen in your browser. Okay, let's explore the files created by CLI. The important files are inside the compounds. I have one compound which calls hello world along with app, view, and main.js. Also, I like to clean my project from the HTML code. I will delete them, and of course, I want to delete this h1 tag as well. Let me see if okay, this is the logo. Also, I will delete it. Now saving and see there is nothing now. It's clean. Okay, so I need to install Bootstrap to giving my project a nice style. So in another terminal, I will using npm to install the latest version of the Bootstrap. Also, it will take a few seconds until it complete. I have to import it in the main.js. That's all. The Bootstrap now is working. So let me make a heading title for my project using Bootstrap class. I will call it, let me see, I will call it my to-do of application. On my to-do list, that's all. And I will give it a class with primary background. And maybe I want to fix this styling, which came already with the compound. Okay, saving it. Okay, the next step is to create a list or a table of to-dos item or tasks item. So this is just an HTML table HTML with rows and cells. I take a few seconds to create. I will add 3 items to my to-do list. I will write it or hard coding it using the HTML to see if everything is working. Okay, now I need to style the table with another bootstrap class. I think it's table now. Okay, looks nice. I think I need another table cell, which is the status of the task, either false or true. Okay, that looks nice. Let me remove these props from here, as well as from the app menu, because I don't need it for my to-do application. Back to my component. I need now to create a dynamic array of to-dos item. So let me define an array with the name inside the data. This data should be a function return list of data. I will call it to do, and it is array of items. Each item will contain the task or the to do item besides the status of it. This is a function, should be a function. I fix it. My HTML code, I will remove 2 of them. I need just 1 row, and trying to iterate through the data of inside the array of to-dos using a Vue would let me to repeat or looping all the items inside the array. So it will be a task in tasks. It needs a key value. The key value could be the task item or to do item. I think this should be fixed. I will fix later. And what we have here is I want to show the task item in addition to task status. Okay, now let me save it. I have an error. As I say, I forget the name of the array. I think it is to do. So just replace the tasks with the to do, and I think everything will be fine. Good. Let me see by changing some items. It looks good. Okay, it's work. Now the next step is to change the status to a checkbox, so I can checked and unchecked. I need an input tag. The type will be checkbox. The important things is now is to give it to bind the data inside the checkbox with every model, as you see. Now, if I change the array, the value will be reflected to the HTML. Okay, let's now add the capability of adding new items to the to-do array. So I need an input pointed to a Vue model variable. Let me call it new to-do item. I need to now to define the variable in the data section. I will make it a null value. Now I need to create a button to add the Vue model variable inside the input to the to-do array. I will call it create task. I will style it with some bootstrap style to look nicer. Okay. Okay, now it looks much better, but I like to remove these styles here. I think it's affect my my class or my HTML. I will make the column 4 column for the input and 3 column for the button. Okay, not too bad. Okay, now it's the time for adding the functionality to the create task. For this purpose, I need add click inside the button. So I have to call it some name, maybe create new task. Okay, this function should be placed in another section. I have to define another section called methods. Inside the methods, I can put all my functions here. So the create new task, I want to test it to log me some message to see if it is work before I can add the real functionality. So let me save it and return it to my browser with the inspect element inside the console. When I click the task, create task, I should have my message, but what's happened is disappeared. Whenever I write and click the button, I see it's flash and disappear. So I think the form here is cause this problem. Let me delete it. I don't need it for this example. Now, whenever I am clicking the create task, I can see 1, 2, 3. I see my message. So this work for test, but the real functionality should be adding the variable which called new task item to the array of to do. So it's simply just this to do and pushing an object. The object should contain two item or two item. One is the item itself, which is in my case the variable. Don't forget to write this and new to do item, and I can give the status a default value with a false. That's all. Let's save it and see if it is work without error. and I reset the value also for the input to null, and this is okay. My new task has been added. So far, so good. Okay, I think now this is, I don't need this extra data at the beginning. I start with a clean array, so that's better. Now I want to add a checkbox to show and hide the complete items in my to-do list. So I can create an input and bind it to a Vue model variable. Let me call it hide completed items. Okay, and I think it's better to write a label to describe the input or the checkbox. So I will write hide completed items. Okay, now if I save it and now I need another section which is called computed. This computed, it's similar to the data, but the difference here, it is evaluated or computed every time the source of the data is being changed. So I will call this variable or computed variable, I will call it filter items. This filter items is a function that will return, in my case, will return an array of filtered items. I will use the long if here to see if the variable, I have to define or initialize my variable. So let me be false at the beginning, and to see if my variable height completed item is true, I want to filter my array of to-dos to return the false or uncompleted items. So I will using a filter JavaScript to return only these items which their status is false. Otherwise, or else, I'll return the data or the to-do array itself without any filtering. Okay, I think now, before I save and see, I have to change the data source for the for to the filtered items. What's wrong here? Okay, I forget to add the checkbox type here in the input. So I have to name it checkbox. Okay. Now let me add a few items here. So this first one and the second one. Finally, these items. So by checking the height completed, I can filter and unfilter the completed items. Okay, it's work fine. The final step is to add the capability of removing the completed items. I want to remove it, not just filtered, so I will create another input, or I think it will be better to create a button for this purpose. So let me create the button and call it delete completed items. Okay, now I have to bind it to a click. The click will be bind to a function. Let me call it delete completed. This function will place in the methods as we see before. So let me add a comma here and start my new function, which will return or will remove the completed items from the to-do array. So it will be the to-do array itself equal to the new array without the completed items. Okay, now I think I have to change to danger. Okay, so I will add for testing a few items. And by checking one of them and delete it, I can find that it's been removed. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my videos. Thanks.